I know what you're making. You with your poised wooden spoon. And I think that's very good of you to let people into this wonderful little recipe.
It's a secret. It's so easy though, isn't it? It's not really a secret. I've just never done it before because I thought flapjacks. People are going, oh, flapjacks. They're a bit easy, aren't they? And yes, but that's what I do is easy food anyway. But I just kind of thought, hold on a minute. I have a wet, sniffing dog around my feet, and she's gone now. Winnie had a bath. She's not happy with me because Winnie rolled in something smelly on the walk that we just come back from. And I'm persona non grata with the dog. Anyway, flapjacks. So I haven't done them because I thought people were going to say, oh, it's just really, really simple and boring. But actually, simple is what we need right now, isn't it? We are about to plummet back into lockdown, and I just think we need something simple and comforting and sweet and buttery and chewy and just gorgeous, and these are the best flapjacks in the world, according to my father.
I must say, these are very, very good flapjacks. Even Winnie likes them.
Even Winnie likes the flapjacks. And I've been sending them, haven't I, around the country to various members of our family in the last few weeks.
I wouldn't say that, you'll get requests.
Well, that's true. I don't do that. But my dad,
for a small fee, you might.
Well, for a very large fee, I might. Daisy and Chris, this has been sustaining them. This particular flapjack recipe at 3 in the morning when they're feeding a little Stanley boy. My dad and the girls are going to have some shortly as well, aren't they? In Wales. So, we really are sending them around everywhere. Hence, why I'm only making one batch today, not two, because I've actually run out of golden syrup. I've only got enough for one batch today. So, I'll make another batch.
It's going to be loo rolls, pasta and golden syrup are going to be hard to get hold of.
Exactly. That's what it's going to be. Right, so very easy. These are so simple. 150 grams of butter in this pan is just starting to melt. I'm going to do 150 grams of golden syrup as well, if I've got it, which I think I might just have if I squeeze some out of the other bottle as well. Almost there. Oh yes, I think I might just make it. So 150 grams of this, 150 grams of sugar as well. So I'm going to use today half Demerara and half light brown muscovado sugar. Okay, so there's no calories in this and no sugar, as you can see. It's a very, very healthy flapjack, and no butter either. The good news is all the oats that go in are cholesterol busting oats. So they're healthy, aren't they? So it's all fine. Just think about the oats. Don't think about the sugar and the butter that's going in. But what I also put into my flapjacks is a little secret, some desiccated coconut. Now, if you don't like coconut, 154 grams on the nose. Do you know what? I've been really stupid though. Do you know why I've been really stupid? It's because I should have put that straight into the pan, and now I've got to take it out of that and waste more. But anyway, don't worry, ignore that. That was a bit silly of me. I put a little bit of desiccated coconut in there as well. I love golden sugar.
So that extra 4 grams you've got in the bowl is going to be left in there.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'll get it sorted. Do you know, when I was a kid growing up, this is the 70s for you, I used to have golden syrup on toast.
Yeah, so did I.
I loved it. Golden syrup was a real treat and buttery toast. I also used to have cinnamon toast, which I love, which my mum made, which was butter and cinnamon and sugar. So you spread butter on the toast. You then sprinkle it with cinnamon and some sugar, and then you grill it so it goes all bubbly. Oh, I used to love that. It was lovely, that was. Right, 75 grams of Demerara sugar.
It's going to all get stuck to the bowl then.
Yeah, don't worry about it, it'll all come off. I'll lick it off, it'll be fun.
There's a thought.
And 75 grams of this one, light brown muscovado sugar. 75 on the nose, 75, going once, going twice, in there as well. Now I'm going to switch this heat on, and I'm just going to let this all melt down, and then simply you then add to that double the amount of oats, okay? Double the amount of oats plus some desiccated coconut. All right, so just bear with while this melts down. I want to try and dissolve some of the sugar. What's nice about the Demerara though, which I love in these flapjacks, is you get a few little crispy bits. You know, you get that lovely crunch from the Demerara sugar in these flapjacks, which is why I put it in. Let's just turn it down. You can see it's all melting down nicely in there. There we go. So come back in a second when this is all melted and I'll finish off. Okay, so the butter, the golden syrup and the sugar have melted, and as you can see, there's still a few granules of that Demerara sugar in there. That's exactly how I want it. That is perfect. Now, in here I measured out 300 grams of rolled oats. I love those ones, Flanavans. They're my favourites. Flanavans organic porridge oats. Don't have to be organic, but the Flanavans are really, they just make a really lovely porridge. And then, anyway, so 300 grams of that and 50 grams of desiccated coconut, okay? So easy to remember this. It's basically double each of the other ingredients. See what I mean? So 150 of butter, 150 sugars, 150 of the golden syrup, 300 of the porridge oats, and then 50 grams of the desiccated coconut. And you stir it all around, make sure it's all mixed in so well, so every little bit of porridge is all covered and squidgy with this wonderful mixture. So these are just the simplest flapjacks. Sometimes simple is just the best, isn't it? I don't want anything complicated. And they keep for ages. They keep for at least 7 days in a tin.
Do you think it would last that long?
Not in this house, no. Not in this house. They last a few days. And also, if you are feeding a baby in the middle of the night, can I highly recommend them, because apparently they are fabulous at 3 o'clock in the morning to sustain you as you're feeding a little squidgy baby. So that's why I'm sending more to Daisy and Chris, and I get plenty before lockdown. Right, pour this into a baking tray, which you've lined with baking paper so it doesn't stick, because they're very, very sticky. And then I'm going to bung these into the oven. I'll cook them for about 20 minutes to start with. Have a little look, because I don't want them to catch. I might have to just twist them around and give them a little bit longer, but basically golden brown all the way on top. They do tend to catch around the edges first, so just be aware of that. And as I said, about 180, so I'll start with 20, and it might take 25 minutes. Right, so put in there, and then flatten them down. It's all nice and flat. So when I then put them in the oven, you're going to come back, because I just want to show you what I always do to them as soon as they're out of the oven before they cool. It's a very important part of it. Okay. That's fine. They took 20 minutes in the oven. Yeah, exactly 20 minutes. And you see they're golden brown all over the top, and that was 180 fan. So now, when they're still warm, this is the important bit. You want to just score them, okay? For those of you that have made flapjacks before, you'll know about this, but for those of you who haven't made flapjacks, this is an important part of the process. And especially when you make a little slightly wonky line as well, it's very important. But I just score them, because then as they cool down, you've got this lovely mark, and it makes it much, much easier to cut them. So if you just cooled them like this, you'd be really having to go through the sugar with your knife when they're cold. So it just makes it much easier. So I'm going to cut these into some little fingers. And then just give them about half an hour to set up and cool down in the pan, and then I sort of just lift it out like that, pop them onto a cooling rack, and then leave them to cool until they're completely cold, and then you can eat them a lot. Yeah, because you know I did all the scoring. See how easy it is just to break them once you've done that when they've cooled down. These are so lovely. They smell amazing. Just going to try it. Now, I was thinking as they were cooling, if you want them to be slightly squidgier, just say do 15 minutes in the oven as opposed to 20. I like them with a little bit more crunch and chew. And also, if you don't happen to have Demerara sugar and soft brown sugar, you can ring the changes. You can use caster sugar, but I do like Demerara. So actually, if you don't have soft brown, just do mainly Demerara, or you can do Demerara and caster, you can do granulated, but just, you can ring the changes if you don't have everything in the house. Caramel. Oh, John. These are the flappiest flapjacks of Flappy Land, they really are. Give them a go. I know it's a simple recipe, but as I said, simple is sometimes the best, which is why I love him. Oh, funny.
You have to cut that bit out.
They're so scummy.